now that we have the six of us here, and I have my map, and I want to say that once the divination is cast, that you find yourselves in a vastly different state. That the area that you are in, which is round and some distance below ground level, um, and divided into several compartments with a central stairwell, is now furnished very differently. It's furnished with, you know, racks full of parchment scrolls and and some leather bound books that use paper, and that there are um, desks and comfortable places to sit, and the place smells nice. It's not rotten and decayed. The walls, instead of being scraped and ruined stone from which the walls have fallen away, now they're plastered, and that there are um, uh, there are sources of light which are burning extremely pure oil, so that there's almost no smoke at all, and they have frosted glass over them, so now light just fills the room from them. The fire inside is extremely tiny, so it's fairly high tech lamps. Um, and so all of you, in your battered armor and your ruined, with your wounds and the mud and gore, snake blood and leper blood and mud, your own blood, all of those things are still there. But really, I mean, you're completely out of place. You're standing here in this very nicely appointed literary, paradise. Um,
I would like to take a look around and see if there are any, or see what the languages are down here of the books.
One thing at a time. Hold on, Sean. You want to take a look around something?
Oh, sorry. I want to take a look around and check out what languages the various books are in, if it's organized in any way.
Who else is doing what? I will give results after I know.
I think my character might be too dumb or uneducated to understand.
Okay.
If anything's useful, but I would like to know if it's at least in any language that I understand.
Okay. And Greg, you were making little faces.
Yeah. Two things. First, I wanted to keep the head of the creatures we killed. Is it possible?
Of the snake that you killed.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, Ishmael Marcos has already acquired the head of the snake.
Oh, okay.
Right. Sean, is that correct?
Okay,
you've already nabbed the snake head?
Yes, but I'm happy to share it. So.
Okay.
Okay, nice. Now I'm cool with this.
Okay.
And you talked about rune. That's it? Runes?
No, I was talking about all the books and scrolls and parchments and stuff. But
you talked about something with fire and light.
Oh, Maria, these are lamps.
Oh, okay.
Right. These are
lamps.
They're technological devices.
And so in this room there are like entries?
Well, it is divided, and you are in one of these little sections. You could move from this section through this may sound a little hippie, but it is a curtained door with little beads, a bead curtain, right? And you would go through that, and if somebody takes a look, they'll see that there's another room very much like this one. There are two of those. You are in the room that has a staircase in the center of the entire structure. And that if I felt like it, I'd give you a picture, but I don't. I mean, meaning
Okay.
I could go into my software right now and cut out a piece of the map
No,
and
it's
show you
okay.
the picture, but whatever. You're in a nicely. It's like the room is a quarter of a circle. So the circular part, the curved part, is the outside. The interior corner or the point is where the staircase is that goes down the middle. And then in the two sides, the two straight sides, is where the two doors are that go into very, very similar rooms that happen to end. So there are three.
So
This is the one that goes down and up in the staircase.
which way is the way we came from?
You came from
Or-
above. Well, if it's the same place, which you think it
Right,
is,
exactly.
because it's
Yeah.
got the same shape, you came from above.
So it
Okay, and I-
used to be a well, but now it's some sort of tower with a staircase in the middle, or at least we could imagine. Well, not tower, but like a well, but there's rooms, right? There's floors or something
You have
like that.
described it perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Okay,
Epic.
don't fret. So I'm telling this to the other, like my character is telling me.
Mhm.
So I don't forget that. Okay, I have seen that something we are interested in is just in the room below,
Correct.
Mhm.
and I'm going in the room below.
All right. And before we've had only three characters talk, or three players
Yes.
tell us what they're up to and doing, and I'd like to hear from the other two, who are Lorenzo and Eric.
So, Tarhun, not that interested in books. I wanted to go over to the staircase and look up and look down just to see how safe or solid these things are. So I didn't want to go down it or up it until I had a look to see just exactly what kind of ingress and egress, or in case we have to get the hell out of here, how solid and how good is this piece of architecture?
Actually, the architecture looks really good, and
Okay.
you're not and well, also you do have I believe. No, that's kind of a good question. I'll have to look at the system.
Yeah, think about it. I think it's just 1 in 6.
The specialist, yeah, it's a 1 in 6. The point is that the specialist has these points that he can use, or a specialist has points they can use to increase the magnitude of those rolls across a wide variety of specific acts.
Situations.
Right. And whereas for everybody else, the best they're going to get is a 1 in 6. And I can think of a few of those situations that a specialist can have a point in that I really wouldn't give to anyone else.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 2 anyway.
Yeah, you
so
can roll.
If
Go ahead.
I just rolled a 2. So
well, okay.
If I can see that, okay, they look like big, solid stairs,
Right.
looks nice and reliable, but nothing fancy.
Well, I can tell you quite clearly and honestly, I can tell you honestly that they're not rickety and they don't descend into a psychedelic dreamscape or any shit like that, right? They are
because I was worried.
They seem quite nice and if you were a specialist, I would say, consonant with the architecture of what you're looking at, stuff like that. But you don't need to know that. What you see are working stairs.
Good.
They are not. It's kind of interesting. Although their basic structure is stone, they are not. You don't walk on stone. They've got wood paneling set on them as There is actually a word for that. I forgot the word for that in English. I'm really pissed at myself. There's a word for that. The thing that you step on.
The thing.
Yeah, there is an actual architectural term. And it's made of wood, and each one is very nicely planed. Each one has its little lip. Right. In other words, this is a nice place.
Yeah.
This is not some dungeon.
I guess the eerie thing is how good it looks and how well preserved it looks.
Well, it didn't look this way when you got here. This is where you were before. This only happened after the divination.
Exactly, compared to how it looked before the divination.
Right. And so, you guys fit in pretty nicely to it then. Now you don't. So that's the first issue. So you're checking out the stairs. Lorenzo, I need to check with your character.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions because I'm missing. I have to apologize. I'm missing the context from last session because I didn't have time to fully watch. I followed the discussion on the divination spell, but not much else. So the very quick question I have: am I still at 2 hit points out of 8?
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And me too now.
Okay,
We
so
are 3
and
at 2.
okay, no, don't worry. It's I'm just trying to make a contest of my character's psychology in this moment because it's creepy, but I'm also endangered, and so I guess that since I'm going to rely on the expert, which is Ibars, I guess, so he's not here tonight. Good. On understanding what exactly is going on, and so the question I have is when you stopped last time, what was the immediate goal that we had set for ourselves? I mean, before the divination, what we were trying to achieve. I mean, where did we stop before the divination? And so where
idea,
would
I
we
think, was
resume
Not
action?
dying.
yeah. I think the
Okay,
idea was
okay.
that if we stick around here, we've got we killed this monster, but I doubt anybody's going to thank us for it.
Yeah.
And we are jumping down into this dreadful hole because if there's anything profitable in this entire area, it's got to be
Okay.
down there.
So yeah,
It's
then I
certainly
have
not
the
going to be
picture.
anywhere else. So that's what happened. And then you were able to come to this level that seemed a little bit cut off. You had to actually go through a what was at the seemed to you like a hole in the ground, and then it turned into these stairs, and you were able to come out into an area that was at least defensible. So everybody kind of
Yeah.
stopped and took a breather and bandaged themselves and stuff like that. And
Okay, yeah.
your
So
cleric,
is there
had to
anything in
go
the
and get a
system?
vision.
Is there anything in the system that is dedicated to, exactly bandaging myself, trying to get some relief from my wounds outside of magic? Or
I am not aware of
Oh.
much outside of magic.
Yeah,
But
I
let's
thought so.
see.
Nope.
Yeah, let's.
I thought so.
No, it
35.
takes days with
Resting.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
classic and so fairly realistic stuff. Okay.
But I have to tell you what I've seen with the divination.
It is a
Oh,
little bit.
nice.
It is a little bit forgiving in that when you hit 0, you fall unconscious.
Yeah, nice.
You're
That's
mortally
something.
wounded at the amazing -3. Beyond that, so the buffer is small, but you are deaf. But at that point,
Okay.
at that point, you will die in 1d10 minutes.
Okay, so well, I guess my short-term focus while Greg's character explains us what he saw in the divination is going to pick up on that idea that this place is defensible and try to see if I can do something about the way we came in and where presumably anybody following us will come from.
Okay, so you and Tarhun are probably working together. The first thing
Correct.
that you will discern is that the other 2 portals, which aren't really doors, I mean, they're doorways, are going into rooms that are very similar to the ones you're in. You'll also find that the air in there is reasonably fresh in all of this. So in other words, you're not breathing old, stale underground air at this point. For example, smoke is not accumulating. And so even in those other areas, which are pretty much fully enclosed as far as you can tell, the only entrance and exit is apparently that staircase, which is a spiral, fairly narrow. Not a person can walk down it comfortably.